The explosion didn't happen in the sky. It happened on the ground, at one of the most important air bases in the Middle East, Prince Sultan Air Base, a facility that hosts some of the most advanced aircraft in the region, and, among them, one of the most critical assets in modern warfare, an airborne radar system, a flying command center, a US E-3 Sentry. According to emerging reports, Iranian strikes targeted the base, damaging an E-3 Sentry along with multiple aerial refueling aircraft. If confirmed, this is not just another strike. This is a direct hit on the eyes of the battlefield, because AWACS aircraft are not just planes. They are what make modern air warfare possible. To understand the impact of this strike, you need to understand what an E-3 Sentry actually does. At first glance, it looks unusual. A large aircraft with a rotating radar dome mounted on top. But inside that aircraft is a command center capable of tracking hundreds of targets simultaneously. Fighter jets, missiles, drones, everything moving in the airspace. The radar can detect threats hundreds of kilometers away, and, more importantly, it shares that information in real time. In modern warfare, information is everything. Fighter pilots rely on AWACS data to know where enemies are before they can even see them. Missile defense systems rely on early warning to prepare interceptions. Commanders rely on it to coordinate entire air operations. Without AWACS, the battlefield becomes far more chaotic, slower, more dangerous. That's why targeting such an aircraft is so significant, because instead of destroying multiple fighters, you target the system that controls them all. The strike on Prince Sultan Air Base suggests a deliberate shift in targeting strategy. Instead of focusing only on frontline combat units, the focus is moving toward high-value support assets. Assets that enable the entire system to function. Alongside the E-3 Sentry, reports indicate that aerial refueling aircraft were also damaged. These tankers play a critical role in extending the range of fighter jets. Without them, aircraft cannot stay in the air as long. They cannot reach distant targets as easily, and they cannot maintain continuous operations over a conflict zone. So, in one strike, two key capabilities are affected: surveillance and endurance. Together, these form the backbone of modern air power. But how did this happen? Prince Sultan Air Base is not unprotected. Saudi Arabia operates advanced air defense systems, and U.S. forces in the region maintain additional layers of protection: missile defense, radar coverage, early warning systems. Yet, somehow, a strike reached the base. There are several possibilities. One is ballistic missiles. These travel at extremely high speeds and can be difficult to intercept, especially when launched in large numbers. Another is cruise missiles or drones. These can fly at low altitude, avoiding radar detection until the final moments. And then there is the possibility of coordinated attacks, multiple weapons launched at the same time to overwhelm defenses. This kind of strategy has been seen before. Saturation. Overload the system, force it to make impossible choices, and allow at least one weapon to get through. The fact that an AWACS aircraft was damaged suggests that the targeting data was highly precise. These aircraft are not randomly parked. Their positions are carefully managed, often inside protected zones. Which raises another question. Was this strike enabled by external intelligence, or was it the result of persistent surveillance tracking patterns over time? Because high-value targets like AWACS are rarely exposed without reason. The implications of this strike extend far beyond a single airbase, because AWACS aircraft play a central role in maintaining air superiority. Without them, fighter jets lose a critical advantage. They must rely more on their own onboard sensors, which have shorter range and limited coverage. This reduces situational awareness, and in a fast-moving air battle, that can be the difference between success and failure. There's also a strategic signal in this attack. By targeting a U.S. asset inside Saudi Arabia, Iran is demonstrating reach, capability, and willingness to escalate. This is no longer just a regional exchange, it is becoming a contest of systems, radar, missiles, air defense, and command networks. For the United States and its allies, the response will be critical. Replacing damaged aircraft is possible. The U.S. operates multiple E-3 Sentry platforms, but positioning them takes time. And during that time, coverage gaps can appear. Those gaps matter, because in modern warfare, control of the sky is not just about having more aircraft. It is about having better information, faster decisions, and clearer coordination. The strike on Prince Sultan Air Base highlights a simple but powerful reality. In today's conflicts, the most important targets are not always the ones carrying weapons. They are the ones providing awareness. Because if you can blind the system, you don't need to destroy everything else. For now, the extent of the damage is still being assessed. But one thing is already clear. This was not just another strike. It was a message, a signal that the rules of engagement are shifting, and that even the most advanced systems are no longer out of reach. Because in modern warfare, the first side to lose sight of the battlefield is often the first to lose control of it. Correct Z.